and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be recommending some books that have a primal kink in them. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Trope Week. If you don't know what Trope Week is, it is a series on my channel where every single day for an entire week, I pick a specific romance book trope and I give you a bunch of recommendations off of them. Today, guys, we are going to be talking about primal kink. So this video is going to be spicy. I try to keep it real cute on my channel, but today's just gonna be a spicy video. We're just gonna go for it, okay? I love a good primal kink. I love a good breeding kink, so we're just really gonna get into it. If you want to see the other videos that I'm doing this week for Trope Week, I will leave the playlist down below. I've done this series on my channel quite a few times, so there's tons of videos on the playlist. I do feel like primal kink and breeding kink tend to go hand in hand. A lot of these books have those two tropes, but I will do a dedicated video to breeding kink because that's a whole other thing, and I have so many other recs for that. What is a breeding kink, you ask? Well, a kink is something that people like to do during sexy times, and this one in particular is liking the hunt, liking the chase. Included in like BDSM, but it's basically liking to hunt and chase your partner or be chased by your partner during sex. That's it. Not beating around the bush here. If you work with me or if you're related to me, maybe don't watch this one. To give that disclaimer, because my coworkers and my family, even though I tell them not to, they still watch my videos. Okay, so the first one is definitely one of my favorites, and that's Run Run Rabbit by C.M. Nascosta. This is a shorter length novel, and it is a werewolf shifter romance. Both our hero and our heroine are werewolves. Most werewolf books tend to have a primal kink. I mean, hello, werewolves. Work at the same law firm, but technically the hero is partner of the law firm, so he is kind of her boss. A little bit of a forbidden office romance, but they cannot deny the attraction that they have with one another, but they love to play games. They like to tease each other. They like to make each other jealous. Lots of power plays in this book. You have two grumpy characters who are honestly kind of assholes, but like in the best way because they're perfect for each other. Cutthroat. Hero is grumpy. He's demanding. He's bossy. I love him so much. In this book, he throws a party like every lunar cycle for werewolves to shift, and they end up chasing their partners. A little bit of a darker romance. They like to play games. They like to make each other jealous, but I was addicted to the story from beginning to end. Synopsis on this one says, Vanessa loves having Grayson Hemming chase her, and she'll do anything to keep him running. Okay. Novella that has this trope is The Four Leaf. This is a series of novellas that takes place during different holidays. Valentine's Day, Halloween, 4th of July. But you can totally read them out of order because it follows different couples, but that's just like the theme of the novellas. So this one takes place during St. Patrick's Day. I think the heroine in this one has my name. Maybe that's why I really liked it. Heroine is getting ready for a huge St. Patrick's festival. She owns a hotel with her sister. Basically lives there with her sister and the son of the other hotel owners, who is also her best friend. This is a friends lovers romance. They've been attracted to each other, but they've never wanted to ruin their friendship. And our hero was kind of worried because he has a primal kink and he wasn't sure if the heroine was going to be into that. Turns out she is. She was very into that. And it goes from them playing hide and seek as kids to them now having a primal kink together as adults. Very spicy, very steamy, such a good friends lovers romance. Next book is so campy, but I love it, and it's called Putting Out for a Hero by C. Rochelle. This is the third book in her superhero series. In this world, there are superheroes and super villains. The entire series follows the Suarez family, who is a family of super villains. This book, our hero is a professional athlete. He basically competes in what you would call like the superhero Olympics. His family ends up setting him up with an arranged marriage with a superhero to kind of blend the families together and have peace between the families. Set up in an arranged marriage with his sports rival's sister. It is a male-male romance though. Our two heroes are sports rivals and they can't deny their attraction to one another. One of our heroes is kind of like a Hulk and the other one is like a lizard shifter. It's a fated mates trope, lots of mating, bonding, claiming. It's so much fun. Probably my favorite in the series. I just love how possessive our heroes are with one another, and I cannot wait for the rest of the series. I'm so excited for the next two books. Okay, the next book is crazy. Okay, this book is absolutely bonkers. This is the Four Horsemen series by Sarah Bailey. The first book is Carnage. You do have to read this series in order. This is a dark reverse harem romance and has pretty much any trope you can think of. Okay, eating kink, primal kink, breath play. It's dark, there's murder. 4 heroes in this book, and they are cutthroat, ruthless business tycoons. They are nicknamed after the 4 horsemen. So our heroine is sent to work for them as a secretary. She lost her memory when she was like 16 years old, because of course she did. And her family has always told her that these men were horrible and that she needed to ruin them. So she's kind of sent to the company to spy on them and to destroy them. She doesn't really know why, but she knows like that is her mission. It turns out the men actually knew her when she was younger, and they know like what she was sent to do, so they want to flip the script and ruin her. Of course, they all fall for her. They all feel very possessive of her. Each hero has like their own kink. Like I said, any kink, trope, plot twist that you can think of, it happens in this book. This book is crazy, wild, bonkers, but I kind of love it. Monster romances follow this trope so well. So next up is Games with an Orc by Catherine Moon. It's a romance between a human and an orc. This book, our heroine has just broken up with her boyfriend, and she's never really felt satisfied with her relationships with humans because she's always had a fantasy of being with an orc. So she ends up going to this agency. Our hero is a sex worker, and she pays for her services. They spend a whole week together where they can fulfill all of her fantasies. This hits the mark when it comes to Primal kink. I think he literally chases her in a forest. Obviously, this is a romance. They do fall for each other, but it's also very, very steamy. Catherine Moon knows how to write a good monster romance, so I highly recommend this one. Next up is Dragon's Bride by Katie Roberts. This is a romance between a human and a dragon. So our heroine makes a deal with a literal devil, with a demon, okay? She's trying to get out of an abusive relationship. She literally sells her soul to get out of this abusive situation. The demon makes a deal with her. The demon is basically collecting humans to sell to different leaders of each kingdom. Our heroine gets sold to the Dragon King, and it follows their romance. Another good one is Ensnared by the Werewolf by Lillian Lark. This is a short, steamy novella. It was originally, I think, in an anthology called Into the Woods. That one had a bunch of short stories that follow this prompt as well. You can read it in the anthology or just read it by itself. Heroine is a witch. Our hero is a werewolf, and he has been stuck in his werewolf form. So he ends up reaching out to our heroine to hopefully break the curse, but he knows that she is his fated mate. And it originally starts with them kind of becoming friends first while she is helping him with this curse, and follows the romance. Werewolf, so obviously he's gonna chase her because, like, what do I sign up for if not that? Another author that loves writing this in her books is Jenica Snow. She has a book called Primal. It's in the name. It's literally in the title. It's another monster romance, but it is a retelling of Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. They chase her in the forest. They hunt her down. Steamy, spicy, wonderful, a great time. I remember reading the Goodreads reviews for this, and someone literally called this feral smut. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Another one is Bait by Jade West. It follows our heroine Abigail, who is moving to a new town, kind of like running from the trauma in her past, and she's always had like these very dark desires that she's never really been able to explore until she meets our hero Phoenix, who is also running from his past and recovering from his trauma, and together they just play around with their fantasies. One does explore the boundaries of consensual non-consent. Jess writes very good, steamy, taboo, but also kind of emotional and angsty romance books. I feel like she's so good at blending all of those things together, and all of her books like really push the boundaries when it comes to like dark romance and kinks, and I enjoy reading them, so this one is a good one. Oh my gosh, I forgot another one by Katie Roberts. This was actually the first Katie Roberts that I read, and it is Desperate Measures, which is the first book in her Wicked Villain series. This entire series is so much fun because it is a dark retelling of Disney stories, but the villains are the heroes. Aurora and the Evil Queen, Captain Hook and Tinkerbell. This one is the first one in the series, and it is a Jafar and Jasmine pairing. This one, Jasmine is kind of trapped in her kingdom. Her father is not that great, and he ends up getting killed in a coup by Jafar. Jafar ends up inheriting her father's title and power, and also Jasmine. A big part of this book is a BDSM club in the middle of the city that is run by Hades, and also pushes the boundaries of consensual non-consent because that is Jasmine's fantasy. It also has a little bit of a zaddy baby girl kink, lots of kinks, lots of spice, and I love like this twisted version of Disney fairy tales. This next series I feel like I don't even need to explain because it's so popular, and that is Haunting Adeline. This is literally called the cat and mouse duet because it pushes the boundaries of consensual non-consent. Our hero Hero loves to chase her. So yeah, this one also has a Primal kink. Very popular series, dork romance. I love the audiobook. Like if you're gonna read it, I would definitely recommend listening to the audiobook because it's narrated by Teddy Hamilton, who is just the best. Hey guys, those are 10 books that have a Primal kink. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any books with this trope, please let me know. I would love to read it, okay? As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the absolute world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!